How's it going, everybody? I am very happy to bring you Skyrim, the best way to start, plus tips. I remade this video because lots of people didn't like that I had been using so much cheats and exploits in the other one, and this is just for casual players, and I go over a little bit of all builds, and you will find what you like along the way, as well as getting some great gear and just a super strong head start. You don't have to follow this video exactly. I just wanted to show you guys all the best stuff and that you can do it really early. Everything is in the description. So the first real choice is to side with the Imperials or the Stormcloaks. You always want to side with the Stormcloaks because it determines the enemies you're going to fight, and if you side with them, you can get 3 of these heavy Imperial armor sets, and they are certainly the best armor in this first part and worth more money. Then you'll come up to this cage. Ralof will give you lockpicks. Get all this stuff, pick up the spell sparks, go into your books, read it. That's how you unlock spells. Throw that in favorites. Make your way through. I just wanted to point out that when you come across these spiders, you can take their venom and it can be applied to weapons as poison damage, as well as you can loot this room, their spider sacks for ingredients, and then you want to just make your way through the cave. Once you come outside, the fun begins. The very first thing we're going to do is be coming to a bandit camp that's just right over here. Follow the pathway and then you will find this tree stump and this fallen tree. Take them all out at this camp. One of them will have a treasure map. Pick it up, read it. That will unlock a chest for us. And then grab these robes right here and this skill book right here. And then directly behind this camp, there is a Shrine of Talos, and this dead Thalmor will always have this suit to disenchant and a random enchanted item to disenchant. Now come up to these stones, and I choose the Mage Stone so that enchanting and all magic skills go 20% faster because I love being a mage. You don't have to if you don't want to, but then you want to come over the river to Anise's cabin. Kill this old woman, take that dress off to disenchant, grab this death bell right here, very important, grab that soul gem that I didn't, read this book, and then come into the basement. Some good stuff in here. Apparently you can stash your stuff somewhere in this cabin and it won't disappear, just so you know. And you can disenchant everything you found up to this point that you can. And then just slap some perks into enchanting. And then from the front of the cabin, just come this way, turn right, come down this little ledge, and you will find this skeleton with a flawless emerald. Okay, now we're coming over here to Embershard Mine. I'm going to show you something, okay? This guy had a steel mace, which is the best weapon I found this far, and if you have a dagger in the left hand, that determines your swing speed, okay? So mace in the right, dagger in the left if you want a two-hand. I'll switch it right now. And when you have your mace in the left hand, your swing speed is so much slower. Right after you kill the bandits in the very first part of the dungeon, you'll find this pickaxe, and I wanted to point out to mine all the ore in this entire mine, you guys, okay? We're going to be using it a little later, and you can click it and go through that awful animation, or you can equip it as a weapon and just swing at it, and it is much faster. As you make your way through the cave, you're going to come up to this area where there's this spell book on the table, Clairvoyance. Read it, and this spell, when you use it, it will show a path of light to your quest marker, so it can be very useful when you get lost and spun around. Also, don't forget this chest, obviously. As you make your way through, just near the forge, there will be a light armor skill book, smithing skill book on this table. And then I was just looking at where we were. Over here, there's some gems on the table, another chest. And again, guys, don't forget to mine all the ore in this entire place. After I went through this, I had 17 iron ore and all those gems. Anyways, now we're not quite going to Riverwood yet. It's just outside of Riverwood. I was looking at Riverwood there, and in this tree stump is the chest we unlocked from reading that bandit map. Take all that stuff and then proceed to Riverwood. Once you get to Riverwood, come to the smith and buy all the iron ore he has. Sell all the stuff you can up to this point that you don't want to make some money. And I bought a couple ingots. You don't have to, just to make arrows. I'll show you how. Come and talk to Faendal. He'll ask you to give this girl a letter. And then Give her the letter. Faendal wants you
Another
to.
poem, I bet. You can tell Sven that he already has a mother.
I appreciate
And
your
now
help.
Faendal will be your follower.
Lead the way.
Alright, now we got our buddy. And I just wanted to point out, guys, that when you have a axe, woodcutter axe, if you want to make arrows, you just have to go up to one of these and chop some lumber and have some ingots, and that's all there is to it. Now we're going to walk over to Whiterun to this farm just outside and just take all the wheat. This is for something a little later. Okay, now walk over to the stables, unlock them, but then fast travel back to Helgen and then take the path between the mountains right here, and you will come out, unlock this ruin, and then walk over here to Yervestead. This is just a shortcut for later because we have to go here to climb the mountain anyways. And then walk over here to Fort Amol. Alright, you're not fooling anybody in those bushes, Faendal. What did I tell you about being stupid? Alright, now here's just an example. I leveled up here. You want to put 1 point in steel smithing as soon as you can. Now, once you've taken care of everybody, just come into this part of the dungeon, and under this little lantern, this beautiful spell is hidden called Bound Bow. Read it. You won't be able to use it now because it costs a lot of magic, but this will be your bread and butter soon. Walk over to this dragon shrine. Dragons haven't spawned yet because we haven't got that far in the quest. Grab the free chest, then walk over to Mzulft. Okay, now that's the main building of Mzulft, but we're going for this little one off to the side. So you want to come in here, come down here, save, pick this lock, and we got some real goodies in here. We got some Dwarven Ingots, a glowing crystal shard, and this Dwarven two-handed Battleaxe. Alright, so we're always doing good, and that is a guaranteed enchantment of stamina damage. Pick this lock, and we got lots of goodies in here. In total, it's always the same. You will get 18 Dwarven Ingots from this, and then random loot from the 2 chests. But anyway, come and get all the iron ore you can from the people in Whiterun. Her and then the guy inside. And I'm going to be showing you a bunch of skill books, alright? Come into this bar, one right here. Don't pick them up, just read them. Alright, you want to come to this general goods trader. There's a skill book to read here. And now you want to sell everything we've accumulated up to this point to this guy. And once he runs out of money, we do the SHL method. Save, hit, load. Just save, hit, load, and his inventory will be completely full again. And you always want to sell things to this merchant in particular because he's the only one who can buy every type of good from you. So we already got over 2,000 gold just from selling the gems and stuff we don't need, but make sure you keep all the iron ore. And then come up to Whiterun, talk to this guy, and buy the spells Fast Healing, Lightning Bolt, Lightning Rune, Muffle, and Soul Trap. Okay, very important. And now, just where that general goods store was, the store next to it, another skill book. And now, guys, we're going to be coming up to the Sky Forge. Make sure you buy all the iron and silver ore. I should have said silver before. Iron and silver ore from all the smiths all the time, guys. Read that smithing book. And then come on in here. Another skill book. Make your way down and listen to these two talk, and this is how you join the companions and how you become a werewolf 5 quests in to this guild. I'm going to show you something, okay? Each type of mission, main missions or the separate guilds have their own logos. That dragon was main quest. This werewolf symbol is the companions. So if you ever want to do one specific guild, look at the emblem and you know that you're on the right mission. I'm also going to point out a trick. If you want to steal things in any room, put baskets or cauldrons on people's heads. You could take whatever you want and pick locks in front of people. And here there is a Dwarven Greatsword. And if you enchant it, it becomes unstolen. Don't forget this book in here. And just behind the room we were in, pick this, another skill book, and an Elven Bow.
I'll show you.
Okay guys, I'm going to show you something. Get Faendal to train you, since we have money now, in archery, and then take the money back from him. And each time you level up, he can train you another 5 times. Alright? So I leveled up, and now he can train me again. And then you take the money again, and you can do that up to level 50 with your archery. If you want. And then you want to come into this temple, read this book. And from there, run over here. I went into this lady's house in the day and got in trouble. Maybe do this at night. Skill book beside her bed. And from here, guys, we are going to be running into the crypts. Alright? Make your way down. There'll be some skeletons. Take them all out. Read this skill book. Alright, now I'm going to show you something. Conjuration is the easiest skill to get to 100 in the whole game. Just equip Soul Trap and hit these dead skeletons again and again and again, and you just wait an hour. Just do it enough so that you can get the Bound Bow perks Mystic Binding, which increases the damage from 18 to 24, and the arrows do 24 damage. Soul Trap, so it soul traps all things you kill, and Oblivion Binding, so that it can actually banish creatures that are raised and turn certain ones to fight for you. This bow is as good as it gets at this point in time. This will be your bread and butter and make you able to tackle anything I show for the rest of this video. Now, next, guys, we're headed to Halted Stream Camp, just by Whiterun. And this particular mine actually has the most iron ore to mine in the entire game. So you want to make sure you mine all the ore in this entire place. Take this book, Transmute, read it. And after clearing out the whole mine, we have 82 iron ore. Head back to Whiterun, equip Transmute, start spamming that. Once you run out of magic, wait an hour. Boom, boom, boom. Turn all of that iron to silver to gold ore, and then head to the smelter and make those babies into ingots. Boom, boom, boom. After that, head on to the Guardian Stones. And just click on the Warrior Stone so that our smithing goes 20% faster. Go back to Whiterun, and then make all gold rings. I made a mistake here and made necklaces. Just make the rings. Make like 5 necklaces and then always make rings. Get the Dwarven Smithing perk. And since we got all that stuff from Mzulft earlier, we can get a full Dwarven set going already. If you like light armor instead of heavy armor, that will be a little later in the video. And then you want to take the carriage over to Winterhold. Come and talk to this girl.
Cross the bridge at your own peril.
Once you talk to this girl, you will start the College of Winterhold. That's the emblem for the college quest, is the eye.
No matter what.
Cast whatever spell that she wants you to get in. And then this girl will give you some robes you can disenchant. She will show you around. I'm a destruction mage warrior, so I will wear this hood. And she'll show you to your bedroom.
I run the day-to-day operations. This is where you'll be staying.
There's tons of stuff around here, you guys. Ingredients and soul gems.
Please try and be considerate of others.
We're going to be considerate of others and steal all their stuff. And these soul gems and ingredients actually do respawn after a while. So you can keep coming back here every so often and just making potions and enchanting things. So this is how much soul gems we got from looting both sides of the college. And now you just want to start enchanting rings or necklaces that we made earlier and put the most expensive enchantment you can on it, and then just throw perks in the enchanting tree. Most important tree in the game. Cannot stress that enough. Okay guys, now from the college, after we did all that, we're coming to the Shrine of Azura. And this is to get a grand soul gem that cannot break down, so we can just constantly keep on enchanting things as much as we want. And since we have the bound bow that does soul trap and unlimited arrows, super easy. She's going to send you to the town of Winterhold to talk to this guy. He's in the bar in the actual town. Just wanted to show that because there's no quest marker pointing to it. And then fast travel to Falkreath and then walk over to South Shriekwind Basin. This is actually right along the way to picking up Azura's star. So you want to come through this entrance, head to your left. There's going to be a guy in here. And there will be a flawless ruby in this room always. It might be tucked in this corner, it might be on the ground, or here, or just over here, but it will always be here. This is for something a little later. As you make your way up, you will find this vampire. He'll be hard, be careful, and you also want this vampire dust for a little later. And then make your way through, and you will find this guy, and the first of 3 shouts of Elemental Fury, one of my favorite shouts in the entire game that I always use with all builds, and it has a super low recharge time. Makes you swing super fast. Okay, now you exit out the back of the mountain and come over here, and we're going to be grabbing Azura's Star from this ruin. You want to come here, make your way all the way through the dungeon, and then you'll find this at the very top. Grab that. Make your way back to the shrine. I won't spoil the quest for you.
As was destined, you are free to use my star as you see fit.
And now we have Azura's Star, guys. Grand Soul Gem that cannot break, so super handy. Now from the college, walk over here to Septimus Cygnus's outpost. That's the college way in the distance. It's in this iceberg, and the reason I'm showing this is because he will give you a key that is just super handy to have. On top of start you on a Daedric quest, I will just show you the emblem for Daedric quests because I forgot to show it at Azura's Star. So this is it right here. And one item's a key, one item is this lexicon, which you have to collect blood samples with to get an artifact that's in the dwarven thing in the back there. This is the key, and the reason why it's nice to have at the beginning is because you go through so many dwarven ruins. Here's one. I'm just showing it as an example. You don't have to do it now. At the deepest depths of quite a few different ruins, you'll find these tables, and that's what the key unlocks. You find the most soul gems, you guys, in dwarven ruins because soul gems power all the Dwemer robots. So my enchanting leaped ahead just by going through this by quite a bit, just so you know. But this is Blackreach, one of my favorite places in the game. Lots of people hate it, but like I said, if you guys want soul gems, go through Dwemer ruins. Now, if you take the carriage over to Windhelm and walk over to the Shrine of Boethia, I just wanted to point out that this is a super good artifact that I would love to get always early on. You can do it at level 12. The quest here glitched out for me, so I'm just going to be showing you the item you get. But what you do is you bring a follower here you don't care about, kill them on the altar, she'll raise him up, and then lead you on a path to get this item. Ebony Mail is one of my favorite things to wear in the entire game by far. You put it on, you crouch, you do poison damage, and you get shrouded in blackness. So, awesome item for anyone who wants to be a thief. Okay, now we're going to be fast traveling over to Markarth, guys. So go to the stables, take the stables over to Markarth. And right now, I'm just going to show you the best pet in the game, Vigilance. He can level with you up to level 50.
Need a trained
He can die, so be careful. 500 gold.
Here you are. For that.
And boom. Okay, guys, now you want to walk up into the city of Markarth. There's going to be this little interaction that happens. That girl will either be killed or you can save her. And then fast travel somewhere, then fast travel back. Walk over here, and this is to get the best one-handed weapon in the game, the Mace of Molag Bal.
Anyone seen entering or leaving? Thank you for your time.
House of Horrors, come in here.
But I've been treated worse by
Slaughter them. We'll talk to Molag Bal.
Your reward is waiting for you, mortal. Further down.
More robes to disenchant.
No, I want submission. I want the priest who did this to bend his knee.
And then after you talk with him, he will send you over to get a priest. And on our way there, we're going to the Shrine of Perit. And this is what the vampire dust, the flawless ruby, the death bell, and a silver ingot are for. You can get a silver ingot anywhere.
Yes, this will create a fine fume.
Then you can talk to Perit.
Deep, mortal, kill or gentle.
And then right from this shrine, we're going to walk right over here to Dragon Tooth Crater. And there's not going to be a dragon here because we haven't gotten that far in the quest yet. So come get another Elemental Fury. Shout, 2 out of 3. And then right from there, we're going to walk to Bethardum's to kill Orchendor. This is a very long ruin, so make sure you're not carrying very much because there's lots of loot. And then once you kill Orchendor and collect many more soul gems, we have one more stop before we go back to the shrine. We're just going to head out, walk around the mountain to Deep Folk Crossing. And you want to make your way up here. And we are going to be finding the second glowing crystal shard. And then we are just going to be headed back to the Shrine of Perit.
Well done.
And now we acquire Spellbreaker, the best shield in the entire game. It's unique and awesome, has a good defense, and every time you hold block and pick it up, it makes a magical ward that blocks almost all spells, and you can use this in all builds, even if you're a mage and a spell on the other hand. It's awesome. Now we're going to be headed over here just to get the priest for Molag Bal. Be really careful, guys, because this is a Briarheart. He's always super hard, and you can use that shield. You can use Bound Bow, and then come free the priest. Follow him back to the lair and proceed to torment him until he is totally broken.
The Mace of Molag Bal.
And now we have the best mace in the game, 25 points stamina damage, 25 points magic damage, and fills a soul gem. Lots of damage, absolutely beautiful. And one of my favorite combos with Spellbreaker and Mace of Molag Bal in each hand. Now we are going to be headed over to Solitude, take the stables to Solitude, then walk over to the Shrine of Meridia. We're coming here for two things. One is the third and final shout of Elemental Fury, that makes 3 of 3. And then walk right over here to the shrine. And I found the beacon already. If you haven't found it at this point, she will just send you to find it.
Restore to me my beacon, that I might guide you toward your destiny.
And then she will raise you up into the skies for a little chat.
Return to Skyrim.
Shut up, Meridia, I don't want to hear it. Ah! And then if you save right now, there's a chance you could get 2 Dawnbreakers if you care. I show that in another video, but anyways, make your way through the dungeon all the way to the bottom, kill the Necromancer, kill his evil soul, and then grab Dawnbreaker. There's a chance it might be on the ground with him, and that's how you get 2.
Take the mighty Dawnbreaker.
Dawnbreaker is one of my favorite swords in the game. Doesn't do quite the damage of Molag Bal, but there's a chance that when you kill undead, they will explode in a fiery explosion and send other undead fleeing. Super beautiful. You throw that in the left hand, the mace in the right hand, and that is one of my favorite combos. Looking good. Okay, now from the Shrine of Meridia, guys, walk all the way over here. This is just to get more armor sets to make money, and when I talked about light armor earlier in the video, if you don't want the Dwarven armor, then you can get a good set of light armor here from these guys. You can get about 10 suits in total. Make sure you have a follower to carry them all, and then you can further enchant these and make so much, guys, because now we're going to talk about a player home. So you want to come to Falkreath, and I recommend you do this early because it is a very big, long process. This is the easiest house to build because you don't need to be invited. Come to Falkreath, talk to the Jarl. He'll just ask you to kill some bandits. Wherever the bandits are. If it is an iron mine, make sure you mine all the ore. Go back.
Here, you deserve a reward for your service. I hereby grant you permission to purchase property in Falkreath Hold.
Alright, so 5,000 bucks. And then you can get goat horns and glass and straw at the Misk Trader in Whiterun. And sell all the stuff you've enchanted up to this point. SHL, save hit load. And I made 8,000 bucks. That was after I bought the property already. So we're going to get lots of material. Now you want to go to all the smiths in Whiterun. Buy all the iron ingots they have. Sell the elven armor to recoup costs. And also buy, a bit of corrodium. And then, so I had just under 40 iron ingots. Now I'm going to my manor. We're going to start just a basic house. Some materials in here. I just want to point out that when you make the base version, don't make the inside just yet. Just make the main structure. And then just build that. Make some hinges, some iron fittings, locks, and nails with those ingots we just got. And then once you get the main little part built, you can go to any lumber mill that there is to buy wood for your house. And once you spend 2,000 gold, that will be enough to build anything you want. So now we're adding on the big extension. And make sure you do the reno so that the first little one is an entrance, not an actual home. I wanted to point out that you get quarry stone just here beside the house, and also clay. So you can have unlimited of that. And the last thing I wanted to touch on in the home is my favorite wing. At the very least, I recommend you just have the first 2 parts and the armory built. Okay, now this is just an example of what it looks like once you have everything. This is always the first room I work on to display all my goodies. Now we are going to be headed to this giant camp right here just before Bleak Falls Burrow. I just wanted to point out how to boost blocking and restoration. You let this giant hit you, use fast healing, and just grind it up like that. They're really easy to dodge if you just walk up to them before they swing back up. And once you've had enough of that, make sure to collect his toe and the other giant toe from the other giant at this camp. That's for alchemy later. Now we're just making our way up to Bleak Falls Burrow, getting on with the main quest just a little bit. Make your way inside, kill this guy, find the golden claw, make your way through the dungeon, la. The other thing I wanted to point out is that this guy will always have a frost enchanted item to disenchant. And then grab that. Once you make your way out of this dungeon, guys, go right to Riverwood. And that is to get the golden claw out of your inventory as a quest item.
You found it.
Okay, guys, now after that, we are going to be headed to Sleeping Tree Camp way over here, and this is just to get a couple more giant souls, but more importantly, I wanted to show you where to get and fill Grand Soul Gems. Grand Souls are found in mammoths, and there's usually 2 here at a time. They will respawn, so if you're looking to make something that you want to wear on your personal self to keep, always use Grand Soul Gems, and Azura's Star is a Grand Soul Gem, don't forget. Okay, now we are headed back to Whiterun, and we're going to be making a potion, and this is Creep Cluster, Giant's Toe, and Wheat, and this will leap your alchemy ahead and a good expensive potion to sell. So you want to make those when you can. You can find Creep Cluster from her if she doesn't have her SHL, save, hit, or load. And then once you make a few potions, sell those, and we still got 12,000 gold after building our house. Now we're just gonna move on to the first dragon. Go take him out. Should be no problem. Impress everyone. You guys see that? I'm special. Now we're just gonna be progressing in the main quest a little bit. You want to head over to Yervestead, walk up the mountain to get to High Hrothgar, and this is going to be me boosting a couple skills: Destruction, Archery, Illusion, and Sneak. So once you get up here, we're going to start with Destruction, okay? If you haven't bought a horse already, buy a horse. Put Sparks and Lightning Rune in each hand. Cast Lightning Rune on the ground, and then hit it with Sparks. Make sure your difficulty is on Adept, okay, when you're doing Destruction. And then just keep casting that, boom, boom, boom. And then once you get it to level 50, head back to Destruction Tree, and I'm just getting Augmented Shock to make those spells do more damage and make that spell do more damage when I enchant Shock. And now head to Dragon's Reach and buy Chain Lightning at the very least. I also like Fireball and Ice Spike, but Chain Lightning is the best. Make your way back to High Hrothgar. And then now I'm just going to quickly show you boosting Illusion. You want to put Muffle in each hand, and you can just cast that on repeat. Boom, boom, boom. I recommend you don't go any higher than level 75 because you don't want the enemies to be too hard yet. So I kept my Conjuration and my Illusion at 75. And then once you have 75 in Illusion, come up the Illusion tree just enough to get Quiet Casting. And now no enemies can hear you cast any spells or shout any shouts at all. So once they can't hear you, make sure you save and crouch. And then you can just spam Chain Lightning to get it to 100 if you like, but I just wanted to give you an example. And if you want to get your archery to 100, use Bound Bow. If they can't hear you cast it, you have unlimited arrows. Just camp at the entrance and snipe them all out. Now we're headed back to the college because I just wanted to show you a couple spells now that we have Conjuration and Illusion at 75. You want to come talk to Drevis and he will sell you Invisibility. That is a spell that I use in all playthroughs, and once you have Muffle and Invisibility, if you cast Muffle first, then Invisibility, you're basically undetectable. So for anybody who wants to be a little sneaky thief, make sure to check if the soul gems respawn too, because they did for me. And then you want to talk to Phineas and make sure you buy Conjure Dremorlord. That is a level 75 spell, one of my favorites. I also buy Conjure Flame, Frost, and Storm Atronach. You may like one of these guys. This is the Flame one. This is the Frost one.
Go on in.
This is the Storm one. But my favorite is the Dremor Lord because he just does so much damage and he gets through doorways just fine. Unlike the other three. And then once you do that, guys, come back, talk to the Greybeards, show them who the real Dragonborn is. And once they proclaim you the true Dragonborn, when you fast travel away next, we'll go to Whiterun. That is when the cultists will come and find you.
You're the one they call Dragonborn.
Yes, I'm the Dragonborn. Don't test me. And then take their orders, read them. And then take the stables over to Windhelm. Okay. Now, it tells you to go to the docks. We're just going to go inside the city first before we head to the docks right over there. And you want to come on in, turn to your immediate right. Come up in this house. Talk to this little boy. And that is how you start the Dark Brotherhood.
Come. I just knew it! An assassin from the Dark Brotherhood.
So I have a little emblem there. Just so you can get that started. And then head on to the main hall. To talk to Ulfric Stormcloak if you want to join the Stormcloak side of the Civil War.
You were with us at Helgen. Destined for the chopping block, if I'm not
I like the
mistaken.
Stormcloaks more than the Imperials personally. But anyway, head to the docks. Come talk to this guy.
If you're looking for passage,
Threaten his ass.
Too bad. Hold on now. I'm just a simple sailor.
And then once you talk to this guy, head on over to Solstheim.
Maybe you can figure out what's going on around here.
Oh, I'll figure out what's going on around here. Don't you worry. Okay, now once you get here, guys, just walk right over here to Fort Frostmoth. And you're going to want to come in this building. And then once you do, make your way down to the far basement, find this little satchel, take the key, and then you can get into the other part, and you will find this general. This part is hard, so be careful. I needed the help of my Dremor Lord. And then take this weapon. This is the Chaos enchantment. This is the best enchantment in the entire game. 50% chance of each element, fire, shock, and frost, and can all be at the same time. Go and disenchant that. As we've progressed through this whole video, I have accumulated enough soul gems and been enchanting necklaces and rings that I got my enchanting to 80 through all those perks in there. You can buy grand soul gems from any mage in any place, or you can use Azura's Star and the Mammoth Souls like I showed you. And I'm just going to give you an example of some great gear. You don't have to do this right now. Always throw the Chaos enchantment on one weapon, just because if you're having a hard time, that'll get you through it. And then I like to do Fortified Destruction on 4 pieces, so that when you go to cast the spell, it costs so much less that it barely even makes the magic bar go down, and you can just spam the destruction spells that are super powerful and become a super powerful mage at no cost. And also I wanted to point out, you always want a separate suit and use grand soul gems that fortify your weapons and armor by 20 to 25%, and that's how you make the best kind of gear all around. Now that I have my destruction gear and I can just hurl those spells, I'm powerful enough to just go to these 2 shrines and grind some dragons. And if you kill 2 and you need 1 more, then just wait a couple days and go back and then fill up Elemental Fury, one of my favorite shouts. Always keep that in the favorites. This is the regular swing speed. You cast this and yeah, you just swing so fast. Weapons have to be not enchanted, but definitely something I always keep on me. Okay, now we're headed over to Riften. This is just for a couple things. You want to join the Thieves Guild, walk right up into the main city market and talk to Brynjolf.
Never done an honest day's work in your life for all that coin you're carrying. Hey lad.
He will give you a little quest to do. I'm not going to bother showing it. And when you do the Thieves Guild, this little key symbol is so you know you're on the Thieves Guild missions. And then turn right around, come to the bar, and talk to this priest about getting married, and he will give you a amulet of Mara, which you put around your neck if you see any boys or girls you'd like to marry, and then you can ask them to marry you. Now I'm just going to quickly touch on the Dawnguard. You want to come to Fort Dawnguard. We've been invited here once we become level 15. This is the symbol for the Dawnguard or Vampire questline you're following. come up to this beautiful place.
Vampires are much more dangerous than we believe.
And just talk to these guys, and if you listen to them talk long enough, you will get a free crossbow.
Here, you should take a crossbow.
Alright. 45 damage, pretty good. And I just wanted to give you guys an example of some of the things you can acquire from the Dawn Guard. This is from my other account, the Talos account. I did the completionist guide to get all this gear, but it's really some of the coolest, best gear in the game. And if you follow the Dawn Guard questline, not the vampires, this is all the stuff you can attain. But not only is there cool gear, you can also get these beautiful huskies to follow you. And you can, the castle will upgrade as you progress with the Dawn Guard. There's every kind of workstation here, and you can even get trolls to follow you around and fight with you. Armored trolls, I should say. And then once you progress in the Dawn Guard, the first mission, you come here and you get Serana, my favorite follower in the entire game. Keep this girl with me at all times. And now that we got home, girl, then we head to the castle to talk with her dad, and this is the point where you determine which side of the quests you're going to do with either the Dawn Guard or the vampires. If you don't want to side with the vampires, you can still do the whole Dawn Guard and then become a vampire lord after from Serana. And you can also get bit right here, turn into the vampire lord. I absolutely love being the vampire lord. It's not for everybody. And the vampire lord has its own perk tree. And you level that up by just killing things by using the absorb health spell in the right hand while you're floating around. Okay, now we're coming over here to Rabd Thar. Walk over here from the stables of Windhelm, and this is to get another glowing crystal shard. You know the drill. Come inside, make your way all the way down to the lowest level, and you will find this. Okay, now that we have that, we're headed over here to Markarth and walk over to this ruin. And once we get here, make your way all the way down, and we find another glowing crystal shard behind this puzzle. Okay, the little puzzle so you don't get killed, or alternatively you can fail the puzzle for some soul gems if you'd like. Come back here, grab this beautiful thing. Now we are coming over to these ruins that we found way in the beginning, and now you know why. Put the shards in the little globe area, and then you pop that old girl open. And once you get that thing up, make your way down. I'm not going to spoil the fun for you. You're going to face the Forge Master.
Come on, let's check it out.
And then proceed to get what you need to make the only possible choice, which is the Ethereal Crown, which can have 2 standing stone abilities at once. Okay, now once you have the crown, you want to come over to the Ritual Stone. And the crown allows you to glitch this stone, and it's supposed to be a once a day ability, but you can use it unlimited if you have the crown. And it basically makes you the Night King. You can raise up unlimited amount of enemies from the dead to fight for you. And then come over to the Atronach Stone. Click this. And so you will have the Atronach Stone and the Ritual Stone now. 50 points of extra magic absorbs 50% of spells that come at you. Your magic regenerates slower, but that doesn't really matter as long as you have the Fortified Destruction enchantments on the pieces of armor. Now this is just an example of what the crown can do with the Ritual Stone effect. Slaughter everybody. Not really, but I like to show off in Whiterun, you know me. And you can summon everybody. I'm not stopping right here. Get him! Attack him, everybody. And yeah, you know, just makes you the Night King from Game of Thrones, having this crown. And when you want to use it again, you just take it on and off, the crown, and then go back into your spells and equip it. And you can use it as many times as you would like. My favorite ability in the entire game by far. And that pretty much sums it up for this video, guys. If you watch this and you're hungry for more, consider watching any of the videos that show at the end of this video. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next one. Lots coming. Peace.